Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Down country roads.
Welcome to the Ho-Ho Show.
Rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airwaves and strap in as we
Defend the Constitution, because freedom matters.
So we are broadcasting live from the Kinda Studio. So welcome to the Ho-Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho-Ho. All right, so welcome, everybody. How y'all's doing? I hope you guys are doing good. I really do. And that was Jared Halley at the beginning of the show. Holy crap, that thing is loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Nope, not that way. Let's go. And how about... Okay, that'll work. Whew. I was coming in hot right there. And hello, Dave, over there in Spreaker Land. How you doing? So at the beginning of the show, that was Jared Halley, his a cappella cover of Take Me Home Country Road by John Denver. If you guys like that, you guys can, check out that song in YouTube land, and you guys can go ahead and go to his YouTube channel and check out all the other covers that he has as well. He has a variety, guys, let me tell you. And if you really like what he does, become being a Patreon supporter. Head over there and, do all that good stuff. And the link for all of those is in the description down below. All right, so, Dave, we are doing our second content creator spotlight, and today actually is going to be. They've put nice version. Yes, it is an awesome version. I like what he did, man. He's got a variety of different songs. He really does. He's got older stuff, he's got newer stuff, and a variety of different genres and whatnot, acapella and what he calls hybrid acapella, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. I don't know. But yeah. So, moving on, we are going to go ahead and head into an amazing story. And this one is just absolutely funny. It comes from, I believe, It comes from, I believe, iHeart.com, actually, this story. And this is from the Mike Trivison Show. I have no idea if I am pronouncing that one correctly. But this article, Ohio man charged after pooping in Biden supporter's yard. I looked into the article. 70-year-old guy in Ohio claims to be a Trump man, got in trouble for pooping and urinating in a neighbor's yard because his neighbor was a Democrat and was a Joe Biden supporter. And I had to laugh. I really did. And I mean, okay, I don't condone this type of activity, but at the same time, that's funny. I mean, that's funny. I mean, I'm sure that we've all have thought about it at some point in time, for those that just really don't like some of the stuff that Joe Biden has been doing. But that's just funny. Again, I don't condone that type of activity. Throwing it to somebody, okay, fine. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that either. Don't do that either. Not at all. Don't do that. All right. Moving on. Now, this one, and I'm sure that you guys have actually heard this, heard about this story. And this is one that I lost a lot of respect. Now, I get it. I'm just going to jump out there right now and say that I get it. Because, well, let's just go ahead and get into the article. The headline is from the Daily Signal. We hear you, Thomas Sowell, housing first and China celebrities. The whole John Cena apology that he did to China for having the audacity to say that Taiwan is a country. That's what he did. That's all he said. I mean, something that on the world stage isn't controversial at all. But for China, it is. And he acknowledged it. He acknowledged it as a country and got into hot water from China and from, those people, and did an apology in Mandarin, if I'm not mistaken. He was speaking Mandarin in that apology, and just apologizing up one side and down the other about his slip of the tongue, I guess you can say. Now, like I said, I get it, because we do a lot of things in Hollywood to kind of be nice to China. But with that type of an apology, it's like, I'm sorry. It's just, no. Because with the kind of groveling that it seemed to happen on that, I mean, you really have to, it's one thing to just, apologize because of, whatever. Okay? It's one thing to make an apology to a friend for something, you were wrong, they were right. That's one thing. But to grovel at the feet on your knees, which is in essence what he did, to a country that does the things that they do, is another. To give up who you are, to give up and put aside your principles for what? When cancel culture attacks, and Dave put in here, Cena is a moron. You're absolutely right. He is. When cancel culture attacks, I mean, there's no getting out of it. There's no apology big enough to calm the storm of cancel culture. There really isn't. His movie which I forget what it was, whatever 9, you know, I think it was the new Fast and Furious movie. I think that's what it was, is what he was, you know, promoting, you know, the movie that he was promoting over there. And I mean, I get it. You know, China's a large market for Hollywood. You know, they cater a lot to China. But again, to put aside your principles for ratings to cancel culture, I don't get it. And like I said, it never ends well. You know, I mean, one of the most recent ones, it was an aspect of, you know, the apology, and then he still got fired from his job. You know, him, John Cena, he apologized in Mandarin to the communist, you know, the China Communist Party, and sales still tanked. Like, I mean, you know, from what I heard, sales were absolutely horrible. You know, just bad. Just bad. Now we're going to move on from him because, you know, who cares? John Cena, whatever. We can't see him anyway. Never mind. We're going to move on from that. And this next article, I tell you guys what, I was absolutely surprised to see this one. I really was. And this article is from Red State. The headline says, Portland police are finally going after BLM for blocking roadways and harassing motorists. I apparently am having a hard time Englishing today. Holy crap. But I'm surprised to see this, guys. I really am. You know, but I mean, let's face it. The political backlash has been coming pretty hot and heavy. You know, the defund the police, which is absolutely hilarious because there's this article from Fox News with AOC, and this is absolutely hilarious, guys. This just tells you how ignorant some people are. It really does. You know, AOC says that the answer to stopping crime is, well, let's just stop building jails. That actually kind of scared me a little bit. That was my phone. Let's mute that puppy. Get rid of that. There we go. All right, it's muted. I won't have that issue again. But yeah, her answer to stopping crime is to stop building jails. Like, that's, you know, it's a cause and effect in the wrong direction. You know, you build jails because you need to put, you know, criminals somewhere. And, well, a jail is just the best place to put them. But, you know, her logic, her thinking on this is, well, we only have so many criminals because we have so many jails. So they feel it necessary to do crime so that this way they can go to jail. You know, it's backward logic, guys. It just tells you how, I mean, really, really? Does that seem to anybody like that's going to work at all whatsoever? No. But the backlash that Portland and other cities have been feeling from just basically letting BLM just have their way and do whatever they want has actually been kind of big. You know, crime has gone up tremendously in virtually every major city. And I mean, it's just, you know, because of the defund the police, because of people just being completely against what the police are doing and just letting criminals do what they want. You know, when you let people that do crimes, you know, criminals do what they want, holy crap, violent crime goes up. I mean, big surprise there. Dave put in here, he goes, AOC said that? Yeah, AOC said that. For those of you that are wondering, you know, I do have, you know, all the articles that I use, I do have on my Flipboard page, which you guys can head on over to thehohoshow.com. Just click on the newsfeed tab, and you'll see the magazine on Flipboard, and all the stuff is in there. And actually, that article is pretty darn close to the top. That's like, actually, her mug is even the cover for the magazine. I had to. I mean, it's AOC. It's a good one to have up there. But yeah, so all the articles are in there, and yes, she did definitely say that. Dave put in here, goes, maybe she should stop wearing that stupid red lipstick she wears so she'll stop talking stupid. Maybe. But I tell you what, though, guys, and this is, I got to give her credit. On this aspect and this aspect alone, I have to give AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I got to give her all kinds of credit, okay? Because this is what it amounts to. We need more people like her out there for the Republican Party, for conservatives and conservatism. We need more people like her. I mean, think about it. She is a lady that was nothing, was a nobody. She was a bartender, for crying out loud. But she felt that drive, she felt that urge, she felt that calling, and she got into politics and actually got elected. We need more people like that. We need people to be the change that they're not seeing in Washington, that we're not seeing in Washington. The representatives that don't have our best interests in mind in what they do. We need more people like her that'll actually get out there and, do it. We need that. So I mean, on that aspect, I give AOC a lot of credit. And to be honest with you guys, I got to give the Democrat Party a butt ton of credit in general, because unlike most Republicans out there, and I mean, you got a few. I mean, that's a blanket statement. Okay, it's a blanket statement. I'm aware of this. I'm putting them all in the, in the same category on that one. But Democrats fight for what they want. They fight for what they want. They fight for their constituents. They fight for the people that put them in office. They actually absolutely do that. Unlike the Republicans that say, we're going to do this. We're going to sign this resolution that says this is what we're going to do. And then whenever time comes for them to do it, they don't do it. Case in point, Obamacare. Oh, they were really quick to sign a resolution that says that when we have the power, I've got the power. And when they have that, they're going to do it. And then whenever they got the power, whenever they got the House of Representatives, the Senate, and even a Republican as president that said, dude, give me something to sign, I'll gladly do it. They didn't get it done. Because there were two, think about it, man. I mean, look at the stuff that they're trying to do, that the Democrats are trying to do in the Senate right now. Elect a repub that wasn't born into politics. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough to do. And by the way, welcome, Jaron, over there in Spreaker Land. Good to see you. Haven't seen you before, so welcome to the show. But yeah, I mean, it's something that, we've got to have those representatives that actually have, the ones that actually know what it means to be a representative and in the Senate, but back to the previous thought, I just went away again. I hate it whenever that happens. But you look at the very small majority that they have right now, and they are busting their butt trying to get and fight for what it is that they want. And I have to give Democrats credit on that, because unlike most Republicans out there, they actually fight. They actually fight. And Dave put in here, he goes, you're right, we do need her. She helps make Tammy Lauren, I can't pronounce that, Candace Owens, and many others sound even smarter. Yeah, you're right, Dave. They absolutely do that one. But yeah, some of the stuff that I've heard come out of AOC's mouth, I mean, come on, it's quite funny. It's quite funny. What representative was it? Speaking of just stupid things that come out of the mouths of, representatives or senators, and I have no idea which one this guy was, but he was talking to a general, and they had like some military base on an island, and the guy was like, we got to watch how many people we put on that island, because it's only on one side, and that island's going to tip over in the ocean if we don't watch how many people we put on the island. And he's saying this to a general, and dude, the general kept a straight face. It's like, holy cow. I was like, really? Now, this happened a while ago. I mean, this is old news. It very much is. But just, thinking of stupid stuff that comes out of the mouths of, the people who we put in Washington to represent us, it's scary. I mean, holy cow, it is definitely scary. Anyway, moving on from that one. Moving on. You know, and that's actually, well, let me get in here. I think for the first segment, that's all I have. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we return, we've got more stuff to talk about. We really do. We're going to be bringing up the emails and whatnot. And you know, just awesome, hilarious meme that I've seen was, you know, like in a school setting, you got Hillary Clinton behind Fauci and handing him a note that says you should have deleted them with all the emails out there. And, you know, here comes the title of the show. We told you so. We really did. Now, again, this isn't anything that's new news, but it is something that they're finally coming out and acknowledging, and their reasoning for ignoring it, you guys are absolutely going to love. So just a couple minutes, guys, and I will be right back.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct. You are correct.
Do you love your occasional Mexican dish or your musical fruit? Are you tired of walking by family members and crop dusting them? Well, if this has ever happened to you, might I introduce you to Tampons brand butt plugs. Tampons brand butt plugs is that particular type of butt plug that allows you to walk in public in confidence knowing that you're not going to accidentally crop dust somebody. Tampons brand butt plugs now with the plastic applicator.
Not just for women anymore.
Tampons brand butt plugs. All right, welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, and yes, I love that one. That is just an amazing commercial. An amazing commercial. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, guys, we are now going to be going into the email scandal part 2, except this time it's not Hillary Clinton. It's actually Dr. Fauci. I believe I said his name correctly. Fauci, Fukai. I don't even know. Anyway, it's Fauci. I'm pretty sure it's Fauci. It's weird spelling, though. I don't remember what the origin of it is. But anyway, getting into it. Now, these emails came out of a Freedom of Information Act request. I don't remember by whom. I have no idea. I do not remember that part of the information that is there. But, yeah. Let me go ahead and get into this one. This is actually from Glenn Beck, this article headline. This is why Dr. Fauci's emails eliminate his credibility, but he's not the only one that says his credibility is absolutely shot. You know, this is in, oh, holy crap. Really? Okay, never mind. Yeah, Fox News said, and I've seen it in several other different places. But yeah, you know, it's Ron put in here, goes, I am in Canada, but yes, more of AOC on my TV. Yes, absolutely. I mean, she's a treat to watch and listen to. She really is. She's very entertaining. She is very entertaining. All right, so back to the article. Dr. Fauci, with these emails leaked, it paints a really horrible picture for Dr. Fauci for what the left was doing and just the whole entire thing. And in a second, I'm going to get into why exactly this is really, really, really bad. Okay? But I don't even know how much of a negative effect that this is actually going to have, though. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, come on. We just had the Department of Justice, NASA, say that UFOs are real, and nobody was really talking about it. So how much backlash is really going to happen with this with these emails becoming public? I really don't know. And unfortunately, my suspicion is nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Because as Hillary Clinton once said, what difference at this point does it make? Really? So I don't even think anything's going to happen. But this paints a really bad picture, though, because you have it basically coming out that, there was communication between him and even Zuckerberg. And I know how much you guys absolutely love how Facebook does the bans and everything else, basically saying that, Zuckerberg, and Zuckerberg contacted Fauci on this. He reached out to him. It wasn't the other way around. This was something that Zuckerberg reached out to Fauci about, said, hey, if you need any help in this, let me know. And there was even a part that was eliminated out of this, that was blacked out because of, basically trade secret type of thing from Zuckerberg on basically probably, and this is what mine and other people's suspicions are, that probably there was stuff in here that Zuckerberg was going to get rid of and cancel and ban people who were coming out with the truth. That's what my suspicion is. But you've got stuff about the masks. You've got stuff that, that was in there that the masks really had no effect, no positive effect. That the stuff that most people are going to end up wearing aren't going to be very helpful. Information out there on, hey, even the N95 masks, you can't just wear all freaking day. They do have a shelf life on there. Once you go beyond that, then they're useless. Even with the whole idea of, touching them, which is something you see Biden doing all the freaking time whenever he's on TV, that once you do that, it's no longer effective. There was stuff in these emails about, with it being part of the, or coming from a lab in Wuhan. And the one of the hilarious things I found about that one was something that, granted, none of this is new news to, most of the people that have been paying attention on this. And this is something that a lot of, alternative media people have been saying for quite some time. It's like we've been aware of this since the beginning. Like I said, this is not new news from us. And one of the reasons why CNN and others in mainstream media absolutely refused to do any research into this, actually do something that is, reporting in journalism. I forgot the word there for a second. They wouldn't do it because, Trump said it. Wait a second. Before Trump said it, he was getting information from people that were in the know. Where do you think he got the information from? But because Trump said Wuhan lab, that you're just going to ignore it and refuse to cover it, refuse to research it, look into it, see if it's actually credible or not. You just decided it came from bats. And the bats that it supposedly came from, well, they were in hibernation during this time of year, or the time of year that it, escaped or, became prevalent, And this is also another aspect that you may not have heard anywhere else. The strain of COVID-19, they have never found it in the wild, because it is a strain that does actually appear to be tampered with, only because, there's like a small section of the DNA, the genome or whatever that they say was crossed with something else, I don't remember what it was, but say that it was crossed with something else. And it's like, we've not even found this anywhere, let alone, this strain in bats. This doesn't make any sense. The bats weren't even in that area. The bats were hibernating during this time frame. And we've never seen this strain in bats in the wild. We've not seen this. So their theory was pretty well shot out of the water pretty early off. They knew this already, but yet nobody told the public. Nobody told us. And I think there's a reason behind why they never told us. This headline, how did I pull that up? Never mind. This headline from Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch obtains records showing NIAID under Dr. Fauci gave Wuhan lab $826,000 for bat coronavirus research from 2014 to 2019. Now, this is that, what's that spiffy-diffy word? The thing where they are doing the research to make it basically a bioweapon. There's a spiffy word for it that they've been saying. I don't remember what that spiffy word is at this particular moment. If y'all do, let me know in the comments. That would be great. But, chain of, I don't even know. But there's a particular type of research that this goes under to. And it's basically, I get it. Some of this stuff isn't as bad as what it may seem like, because in a lot of different ways, they make these things in the lab in order to get, to develop vaccines for them. I mean, they kind of do this on purpose. It's not always nefarious. And here's the thing. I'm not even accusing China of doing anything nefarious whatsoever. I mean, more than likely, this was exactly what they were doing. They were developing a worser strain of the COVID virus, and holy crap, an accident happened and it escaped. The monkey escaped from the zoo. And that's probably chain of function. Yes, thank you, Dave. Chain of function research. Yes, that is it. You get the gold star. You get the gold star, sir. So, but yeah, the chain of function. That's what they're doing. They're developing a harder hitting, more deadly, more going to get you sick, going to make you sweat till you bleed type of viruses, so that this way they can develop antibodies for it and vaccines for it. And that's usually what they do. Like I said, I'm not accusing China of doing anything nefarious here. I really don't think that they were doing that. But the fact of the matter is, they shut down travel outside of the Wuhan area, like what, November or something of 2019. I mean, there's a reason why it's COVID-19. There's a reason why it was named that. It wasn't COVID-20, guys. It wasn't COVID-20. It was COVID-19. Why? Because they knew about it in 2019. That's exactly what it amounted to. And it escaped. Ow. It escaped the lab. And that's the thing, though, too. The lab that it was at was specifically a lab that did that type of research in the first place. That's why it's kind of, I wonder if that's what happened. Because it's in a virus or it's in a lab where they do that type of research. Now, like I was saying with this judicial watch, obtaining these records of $826,000 that Dr. Fauci gave of Wuhan. Now, okay, now here's the thing. He didn't give the Wuhan lab that money directly. No, it went, he went to a, he gave it to somebody else, and then that money went to him. But I mean, it's very, very obvious where it was going to. Now, the thing is, and this is where you're going to see, where you're going to see some pushback from Dr. Fauci is that, hey, yes, we may have been giving them money, but it wasn't specifically for this chain of function research. And he was very distraught about this information coming out, Dr. Fauci, and even the Chinese government was very distraught about this because they didn't want that information getting out, But I mean, here's the thing, though, and this is kind of like the federal government giving money to, Planned Parenthood, saying that they're not paying for abortions. It's like, well, you're giving money to Planned Parenthood. It doesn't matter where they put it on the ledger. They can use it for whatever they want to, and that's exactly what you're funding in funding Planned Parenthood. That's exactly what Dr. Fauci was funding in the Wuhan lab, was this chain of function research. And yes, they were weaponizing it, Dave. That is one of the things that the chain of function does specifically. They weaponize viruses, and then, one of the most foreseen accidents that we've seen in countless different movies out of Hollywood, it escaped the lab. Who would have thunk it? Holy crap. Now, Dr. Fauci's, he hits back over this criticism from his email. This article from The Hill, it's all nonsense. Well, no duh, Fauci, it is complete nonsense. Everything that came out of your mouth over the past year was nonsense. I mean, come on. He was double speaking all the time, and whenever you're going to go out there and you're going to say that going to church is bad, but yet going to a George Floyd protest is good. How does any of this make sense? I mean, that's one of the reasons why Republicans and just people that can think critically just in general, even those on the left were like, really, it's like, this doesn't really make any sense. They've known this whole thing is BS. We've known this whole thing is bogus. David in here, so the virus is allowed to leak out, but not leak into. Yeah, pretty much. They had those type of regulations and restrictions on travel and what you can do, and Matt put in here a politicized virus, and yes, absolutely, and welcome, by the way, over there in Spreaker land. Good to see you, sir. So yeah, just all kinds of stuff is leaking out on this and is coming to light. And, this type of thing is one of the reasons why. Well, okay, let's put it this way. Let's throw the masks into this. Info, not into. My apologies. I misread that. So the virus is allowed to leak out, but info is not allowed. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, see, that's absolutely, I had to reread that, Dave. But yeah, that's exactly what it amounted to. The actual truth about what was going on, they wasn't allowed to put that anywhere. On Facebook, on Twitter, on anywhere. They wasn't able to put that on there, and this was as per an agreement that Zuckerberg talked to Fauci about, specifically saying, hey, we're going to help you get the message out, and we're going to keep people from telling the truth, and we're going to ban them, we're going to block them, we're going to do that. That is what happened. It's right there. Info, right in the emails. Holy crap. And people wonder why that, or I guess I should say that the people in quote unquote power, and yes, I just put my air finger quotes up, they're like, why don't people trust us? It's like, well, you're doing this kind of crap. I mean, heck, Fauci was saying, you can wear any type of mask you want to. And then he says, well, that was actually a lie because, it wasn't that I didn't think you should mask up and that I really think that just any old mask will work. It was, we didn't want the healthcare professionals not to have the mask that we need. So I figured I'd lie to the people because, hey, y'all are stupid anyway. You'll believe anything. Really? Well, that's kind of like the hydroxychloroquine. I can't believe that one came out of my mouth that smooth. But the hydroxychloroquine saying that, no, you can't use this off-label. Well, why can't I use it off-label? We've been using it off-label for a very long time. This is a 70-year-old drug. It's extremely cheap. No. We're going to spend a butt ton of money in lab research, and we're going to develop a vaccine that is absolutely safe. Absolutely. Huh? I guess I seen an article, and I didn't actually include it in the show notes for today, but I seen an article that there is a side effect that they are, that they've noticed that primarily hits men. I have no idea what this side effect is, but it's like, interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, I don't know what that was. And if I find it, I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the show notes so that this way y'all can see it too and see what they were talking about. Matt put in here, he goes, well, half the population is stupid and will believe anything. So, yeah. I mean, come on, man. I mean, dude, look, it's, the sad thing is, look at the world we're living in. The Tide Pod challenge, the this challenge, the that challenge, the let's lick the toilet seat in the public bathroom challenge. It's like, how could anybody think this is a good idea? For the federal government to go after Tide and say, you guys need to make your Tide Pods less enticing and make it taste bad. Wait, like it tastes good? What? Really? There was a skit that, or at least, a thing that Bill Engvall did, and he was talking about this type of pill that the vet can give your dog to make the dog's turds taste bad so the dog won't eat his turds. And it's like, wait a second, this is crap. And you're going to tell me that it tastes good? This is the type of logic we're dealing with, and I'm of the mindset, remove all the warning labels and just let nature take care of itself. That's just, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Fox News has an article on that. CBS even has an article in this. The Blaze, Judicial Watch, all talking about this information. And wouldn't you know it that now, considering they've basically had the okay to go ahead and talk about the possibility that this is leaked, the possibility, certainty, the certain possibility, about this coming from a lab in Wuhan, that now, all of a sudden, it's okay to talk about it on the Facebooks now and the Twitter pages. Huh. When is it that they got so scared about facts that and information, the stuff that the mainstream media is supposed to be doing, that Fox News is supposed to be doing, that CNN is supposed to be doing? And holy crap, I had read an article that, CNN has lost a butt ton, like 20-something% of their viewing just in the past few months. It's like, well, yeah, you guys are full of crap. People are kind of, they're picking up on this. They're getting sick of it. And yeah, they're losing viewerships, which is very, very sad coming from CNN because there are so many places that it's just on the TV. It really, I did not know that people even watched CNN at home. Anyway, moving on. Where are we at? Holy crap, 44 minutes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take another break. And when I return, where are we going from here? Oh, yeah, There was something I passed up here a little bit. Let me, yeah. So we got some Biden stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about his $6 trillion budget. Yes, you heard me right. That is trillion with a T, $6 trillion budget. And, you know, some of his, I'm not going to tax the poor people. I'm only going to tax the rich. And holy crap, some of the stuff that this man is talking about doing, it's like, holy crap, if you and me were to do this, it would be completely illegal. And we'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Just a couple minutes, guys, and I will be right back. Have you ever been so full of it your eyes are brown? Have you ever sat on the toilet but nothing comes out? Is a box of frosted shredded wheat just not doing the trick? Well, have I got the ultimate solution for you? Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. See, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse is that particular product that will break through the sphincter like the Kool-Aid Man through a brick wall. Oh yeah! No more irregularity, no more cramping, just good old nice flow. That's right, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. Please use responsibly and use at home. This is a fast-acting product now available in Tropical Punch. Oh yeah, guys. Oh yeah, that Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. Gotta love it. I figure with the the topic of conversation on the last segment, that was just fitting to throw in there. Yes. So guys, we got there's actually quite a few different articles I want to be covering on this one, and I didn't actually have time to really throw them in the proper order, but we're going to talk about it. I'm getting rid of that one. I don't need that article. That was the wrong stinking one. Maybe it was this one. Okay, we'll throw that one up there. Kabam. Nope, I got that one already. Crap. I hate it whenever I do that. Oh, was it that one? It might have been that one. Let's see if that one was it. Oh, Biden's buh. Buh? Buh. Buh. But yeah, I think I got the right one. Okay, we are good now. I think we're good. We're good. There's a 1, 2, 3. I got a lot. There's a lot of articles in here. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, where am I? I'm right here. So, there's just a lot of stuff out there with some of this information, and with this $6 trillion budget proposal, this article starts off in, really? More pop-ups? I hate pop-ups. Yeah, we're also going to slide into a little bit of Border Patrol stuff in here as well. But this article, here we go. This is from The Guardian. Biden proposes $6 trillion budget to boost infrastructure, education, and climate. What I find absolutely infuriating about, dang it, what I find absolutely infuriating about this, let me take that off. You see, the left does this all the time. You know, I hear you, Dave. I really do. He put in here, he goes, I'm almost, not really, starting to feel bad about cashing those checks. And you know, I get that. You know, because I don't need the money. You know, I mean, if they want to give it to me, sure, whatever, fine. You know, I'm definitely going to take advantage of the situation. I mean, why should I be left out? But I mean, yeah, I get that sentiment, you know, about feeling bad about cashing these checks because I don't need to let that money go to somebody that does, you know. And I feel you on that. I really do. I have a lot of these same reservations when I see that check hit my bank account, and I tear up a little bit. And then I'm really tempted to go buy some ammo. Because isn't that the proper way? Never mind. Anyway, $6 trillion budget to boost the infrastructure, education, and climate. And as I was saying before, that this is one of them things that the left is notorious for doing, because they use words that already have meaning associated with them, you know, a common ground type of a thing, you know, that people associate a word with this, you know, kind of like assault weapon, you know, people that are into guns, people that are aware of that, you know, they know that an assault weapon is a weapon that fires multiple rounds downrange with a single trigger pull. We know this. But according to the left, an assault rifle is just a rifle that looks scary. It doesn't have anything to do with ballistics. It doesn't have anything to do with how many rounds of ammunition is fired downrange with a single trigger pull. It doesn't mean anything. By doing that, they remove the meaning of the word. It's bad. I mean, like, guys, I'll give you an example. And this is how stupid, ridiculous, and retarded. And these are phrases I don't use often, but when I do, come on, you guys are going to feel me on this whenever I tell you. The word literally doesn't mean anything anymore. Look it up. They've now included in the definition of the word literal to mean what a lot of people use it for as a figurative representation. I'm going to literally drink all of this hot molten lava right now. No, you're not. You're figuratively going to be doing that. You're not literally going to be doing it. So they put in the definition of literally meaning figuratively. You just took the word means nothing now. It's like, are you serious? But this is what the left does. Okay? They take a word that's already there and they just throw in stuff into the meaning to change it so that this way it means what it is that they want it to mean at that particular time. And so now, infrastructure means education. It means solar panels. It means wind farms. It means all this crap that truly doesn't have anything to do with infrastructure. Because we're not talking roads. We're not talking bridges. We're not talking infrastructure. We're talking stuff that isn't infrastructure. And the scary aspect of this with the education aspect of it, you know, they're wanting to get your kids younger and hold on to them longer at the other end of this, just for the sheer indoctrination. For that one reason and that one reason alone, that's what they're, you know, it's simple indoctrination. You know, kind of like the whole, what's that thing that they're talking about, the critical race theory, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. You know, the whole, I'm going to make you feel bad for being white. That you're crap because you're white. It doesn't have anything to do. I mean, isn't that the most racist thing you guys have ever heard? critical race theory. You know, you're oppressed because you're black. You are, you know, an oppressor because you're white. The sins of the father do not automatically go to the son. It doesn't work like that. You know, you are, you know, I mean, come on, think about it. I mean, what do they say to black people? You guys are stupid. You're ignorant. You can't do anything without us doing it for you. Isn't that the most racist thing you've ever heard? And then you throw on there this, you know, telling white kids that they should feel bad just because that they are white. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. I mean, but this is what they're doing. They put in there, we need $6 trillion just for the George Washington Bridge. You know, it's been a long time since I've been on that bridge. It's been a long time since I've been on that bridge. Matt put in here, goes, critical race theory is very racist, just like BLM. And exactly. You know, y'all have, you know, seen a clock. Well, maybe y'all haven't seen these type of clocks. You know, the old wall clocks, the wind up things, which you put the key in it, you turn it, and then you got the pendulum that swings back and forth. You know, the pendulum is way over here right now. It's eventually going to come back. Eventually it will. You know, it's not just going to stay center. Unfortunately, it's not. You know, but yeah, it's just. And I don't know how much farther this thing's going to swing before we really start to come center again. Because what we need is something that I don't know if there's enough people out there that actually want, enough people that pay attention that actually want to. I mean, let's face it, guys. I mean, we don't pay attention to politics. I mean, really, how much do we really pay attention to what's going on? You know, and I'm not talking about you and me. I'm talking about the average person, the average Joe. How much does he truly pay attention to what's going on? You know, do they really have any idea what's going on whenever it comes to red flag laws? Or is it only whenever SWAT is beating down your door and possibly killing you if you put up any type of resistance whatsoever? For doing what? For being a Trump supporter. That's all you did. Since when is that a crime? I'm a Republican. There must be something wrong with me. I'm defective. But that's the type of tale that the left is trying to spin. This is what's going on. And they're not pushing this as hard as what they could right now because they're trying to get all their ducks in a row, bit by bit, piece by piece. This is what the left is trying to do. You know, they're getting all the ducks in a row so that this way, you know, when they have that bridge built, then they can open it up and all lanes of traffic are open. The freeway is now good to go. Once they replace the George Washington Bridge, fix it. You know, this is something that they've been building for years and years. Once they get it finished, they're going to open that puppy up. And by then it's too late. The bridge is already built. It's going to take some dynamite. It's going to take some big old things. It's going to take an act of God to get that thing torn down to where it's no longer a thing anymore. Another revolution by the time it's all said and done. But that's why, you know, that's what they're doing. They're putting these things in place so that this way, when you actually figure it out, what's going on, that it's too late. They do the precept on precept. You know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you build a skyscraper? You know, one brick at a time. You do it step by step. It's not all done at once. It's step by step. And that's what they've been working on for 50 plus years now. Ever since I've been alive, they've been working on this. You know, I mean, come on. What other reason is there for there to be a, you know, you have to get a fishing license? I mean, heck, in the state of Illinois, which I really hope they do away with this soon, but in the state of Illinois, I have to go up to government and hold my little bowl out and say, can I have some more? Whenever it comes to my right, as per the Constitution, my Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, even in my own home, I have to go to government, pay them money to buy back a freedom that the government said was God-given. I'm not talking about going out in public and bearing my arms. I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about going to the store and buying it, bringing it home and using it only for personal defense. I can't do that unless I go to government and buy back my freedom. How wrong is that? I understand certain restrictions to a point. But the heavy hand of government has truly gone on for quite some time. But this infrastructure bill, it isn't really about building roads and bridges. It's about putting one more nail in a huge freaking coffin. And this article has some information on this. It really does. It really does. And I would definitely recommend going in there. Matt Benning goes, please, sir, may I fish and have a firearm, etc. Yeah. There was a time, and I love this whenever this actually happened, because people, go out there and say, how many freedoms did you lose under Obama? It's like, well, let's put that one aside. With the exception of the whole, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. All that good kind of crap that everybody found out was a lie. I mean, come on, guys. There are states out there that under Obamacare, there's one option. One. Is that choice? It's kind of like going to the store and instead of having 20 different brands of, your favorite bottle of ketchup, you've only got Heinz 57, and they say that's okay because there's 57 varieties. That's all you need. We know what's best for you. Competition. One. How is that choice? How is that freedom? I mean, if you say that I can have any bottle of ketchup that I want, and then you go into a store and the only thing that they have on the shelf with ketchup is Heinz 57, is that really having anything I want? No. Never mind. Now this I'm sliding into a totally different direction. Not totally different. I mean, it's still about something. But anyway, but Biden, on the campaign trail, he talked about that I will not raise taxes on the middle class. I am not going to do this. But what we're hearing is that he is absolutely going to raise the corporate tax. He's going to raise it a lot. Now, not only Okay. I guess the whole not raising the taxes on the middle class is actually kind of a misstep, because he's not exactly raising taxes directly on the middle class. Is what Biden is actually going to be doing is removing the tax cuts that President Trump gave to the middle class. So, I mean, he's not actually raising the taxes. He's just going to eliminate the lowering of the taxes. That's the type of doublespeak that the left-wing liberals are amazingly gifted at doing. I'm not going to raise your taxes. I'm just no longer going to give you your tax cut. Does that make sense to anybody? I hope it does, because, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't see how you can say one and do the exact opposite of it, but, anyway, whatever. What do I know? What do I know? So this article, despite the pledge to avoid taxing the middle class, Biden erases Trump tax cuts. That's what this article says. Now, there's more to this. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that one. Oh well. Moving on. But one of the things that he's talking about doing is it is a huge tax increase on corporate America. Okay. Now, let me think about it, guys. Now, this is a thing that we've had this proven to us. Okay. You cut the corporate taxes. Okay. And you see a boom in manufacturing, a boom in industry, because they have money now to invest in their businesses. Because now they have money to invest. They have that money to invest in product. They have, in buildings, in employees. They have that money to invest. Okay. And things improve, with more investment, creating more jobs. Now, I mean, you guys may or may not like the upper class, but, I'm sorry, but every job I have ever had, I was never employed by a homeless person. I'm just saying. I was never employed by a lower class, as far as, income bracket, a lower income bracketed person, one of them people that are way down there. Even people with my income bracket. I've really never had a job for them making any kind of money that I could actually operate my household with it. I've always been employed by people that were, let's just face it, richer than I was. By some amount of money. A good amount of money, actually. So I've never been employed by a poor person. I've only been employed by let's just say, a rich person. So whenever you raise the taxes of corporate America, well, okay, let's put it this way. Let's just boil it down to you. See, they have a ledger. On this ledger, they got black and they got red. And if they're going to be paying more money for something, well, hey, this is a cost to them. All they're going to do is raise the prices. And we end up paying these taxes twice. 3 times, 4 times, depending on what type of products and whatever that we buy. We pay these taxes multiple times. It's nothing that the actual people whom you are taxing is going to be paying. These are taxes that are going to go directly to the customers, hitting mostly the middle class. It's just a fact, guys. It's just a fact. Like it or hate it, it's just a fact. They're not going to take that burden on their own. They're going to pass it down to the customer because they still have profits to make. And I'm not knocking them for that decision, guys. I mean, I don't knock them for that. Greed is what makes the world go round. I'm just saying. It does. That's how we have computers and monitors and cell phones and cars. It wasn't throw your virtue in there. It was greed. The greed to make a product that nobody else was making, or making it better if other people were. Greed makes the world go round. Dave put in here, he goes, I've always been employed by millionaires and big corporations since getting out of the Navy. Yeah. That's where we get employed. I pay my bills because a rich guy was nice enough to give me a job and put my name on a paycheck. Digitally speaking. It's very nice of him. But not only is Biden talking about raising taxes on the corporations and raising corporate taxes, he's also talking about doing something else. Now, guys, this is where it gets interesting. Because if this was something that you and me were doing, if this was something that this gas station and this gas station was talking about doing, getting in cahoots about doing this, that is illegal and they would go to prison for doing, because it is a crime. But what he's doing isn't just talking about raising corporate taxes. He's also talking to other countries and telling them that, you know what, you should raise your corporate taxes too. So that this way, that Ford has nowhere else to go, so they might as well just stay here. They can't escape high corporate taxes, so they might as well just stay right here. That's what they're doing. That's what Biden is doing. talking to other world leaders to try to just take away the option. I mean, that's one of the reasons why so many companies have left America. Their as manufacturing and everything else, because our corporate taxes are way too high. You know, why pay the corporate taxes whenever I can move over to this other country and pay far less? Yeah, Dave put in there, you know, that he's been able to afford his stuff because the rich guy that gave him a job and allowed him to afford that stuff. And you're absolutely right. But if Biden is actually able to pull this off, okay, one, how great would it be for the country that didn't join Biden in this endeavor? I mean, the amount of businesses that would just flow, you know, the amount of manufacturing and, you know, just all that stuff that would come, just the flow of businesses that would be going to that country. Holy freaking crap. It would be huge. But if he's actually able to do this, you know, I mean, like I said, man, I mean, if two businesses were, you know, we're going into having meetings and doing this, I mean, that would be illegal. I mean, that actually is a crime. You know, I mean, it very much is. It's a crime. But for some reason, it's legal for the government to do it. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and slide into this one because, you know, I kind of skipped over it earlier. You know, staying on kind of with Biden for a little bit, you know, because, you know, Biden's such a good, you know, punching bag. We might as well just go ahead and stay right here and just dig it in, you know. But this article was talking about, you know, illegal immigration and, you know, just how absolutely horrible it has been down there at the border. I mean, it's actually gone. Well, that's awesome, Dave. Yeah. He said he's not done yet. Still getting more stuff. That's awesome. And vacation, nice vacation. You know what? I haven't had I guess you can say a non-working vacation in many, many years. You know, my vacations has always been I got something to do. You know, let's knock some stuff off on the honey-do list. You know, I haven't actually gone anywhere in quite some time. You know, I mean, I really haven't. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. And even when I did go somewhere, it was like a couple days and then it was done back home, you know, to knock out some things in the honey-do list, you know. And what's bad now is like, you know, I'm single. So, I mean, I'm the one who's abusing myself with my honey-do list. That's just horrible. There should be crimes about that. That's domestic violence right there. I'm domestic violating myself. No. Never mind. We're moving on. So this headline, let me try to find the first one in here. Nope, that was that one. Nope, that was that one. There was like 2 or 3 articles on this one. Where'd it go? All right, so we're going to talk about the border here a little bit. Now, this article right here from Fox News, Biden admin formally ends Trump's remain in Mexico immigration policy. Now, rest assured that our absolutely wonderful Vice President Kamala Harris, she is on the job. She's on the job. Dave put in here, he goes, my point was Trump's policies have made my life better. And absolutely, man. You know, and for a lot of people can say the same thing. And that's, you know, going off of that point, you know, there is a lot of people are, you know, I don't want to say they're changing party affiliation, but their eyes are becoming open because they have had a stark contrast, like right here, right now, a difference between, former President Obama, former President Trump, and now President Biden. The change in policies. How much better it was under Trump for everybody. For the entire country, on multiple levels, it was better. Why do you think this whole thing has been going on with the virus? Why? Because they had to shut down our economy. It was the greatest it had ever been since any other point in history. They had to shut it down. They had to. They had no other choice but to shut it down with this virus. Lie after lie after lie in order to keep us in bondage, locked in our homes, taking away our identity by making everybody look alike by wearing a mask. Dave Pinner goes, I'm barely a high school graduate. I'm a truck driver. What a great country. Absolutely, man. I feel you, man. I got stuff too, and it's like, I'm a truck driver. It's, yeah. And, my business has been hit with this, and, or the company that I am employed by, they've been hit by this. Not a lot. Guys, with the company that I work for, allow me to show you. This is, let me take it off. Let me take it off my belt loop here for a second. All right. This is what we make. All right. But this is just a baby version of what we do. All right. This is a miniature grain milling roll. If our truck stop, this country is going to be hurting. Just saying. We're like step 2 in the food industry. It's pretty much what it amounts to. We're step 2. All right. Maybe 3, depending on how nitty gritty you want to get. So yeah, if our truck stop, we've got some issues. There is some definite issues if our truck stop. But anyway, in my company, we're like 95% of the, never mind. Anyway, so he cancels the Remain in Mexico policy. And this was absolutely holy crap whenever I seen this headline from Blaze Media. All right. Whew. Man, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Border Patrol arrests of illegal immigrants skyrocket 900% in a sector in Texas. Did you guys hear that? 900% illegal immigrants just in a sector in Texas. Holy crap. The cartels, it's like, basically from one article that I kind of glimpsed into was just Mexico mayhem with the cartels and with fentanyl and with, human trafficking. It's just bad. It's bad. 900% increase. And just with people coming across the border, not even talking about the, all of the, the buildings that are housing illegal immigrants. Another hotel was just basically seized by the government so they can throw illegal immigrants into it. Another one. I seen that article earlier today. It's just, holy crap. Are you guys kidding me? It's, and Kamala Harris is basically doing nothing about this. Biden is doing nothing about this. President Trump flat said that if you guys would have just kept in place the measures that I have taken to fight illegal immigration, that none of this crap would have happened. You guys would have been fine. But oh no, Orange man bad, so we got to throw away everything that President Trump did for huge, massive immigration. And yeah, it is insane. But again, I got to give credit where credit is due. What was it? What was it that former President Obama said? I'm going to fundamentally change the country. That's what he said. That was the promise that he made. He also said that the Biden presidency is just Obama 3.0. It's the next wave of Obama. It is the third, what's the third term of Obama. That's what he said. To fundamentally change the country. To eliminate your vote. Give a voice to people who shouldn't have a voice. Illegal immigrants shouldn't have voting power. They're not citizens. They are given, flat given advantages and a handout. They're given, oh, well, we're not going to arrest him because he's an illegal alien. Because, heaven forbid, we separate a father from his son. But wait a second. If I do something stupid and I get caught, I get arrested, and assuming I had children, I would be separated from them. So why is it okay to separate me, being a United States citizen, from his family for breaking a law whenever you crossed that border, you broke a law, but yet nope, we can't separate them. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Being a citizen is worse than a second-rate citizen. Being an American citizen is worse than a second-rate. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Dave said, Harris is giggling about it. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, guys, it's like an hour and 21 minutes, and I just realized I forgot to do my content creator shout out for this evening. So, all right, now this shout out is this is somebody whom, it was a toss-up. I got to admit, it really was a toss-up. Like, I literally, last week, because I forgot to do it, or the last show where I forgot, I tossed a coin and I right there, and yep, okay, there you go. It was heads or tails, and it was a coin flip on who it was going to go to, and I had to go with this one because this guy is just he's a treat. He really is. And this is somebody whom is so giving as a podcaster, as a content creator, YouTube channel. He is all over the place, and thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. He is such a giver. And well, I'm talking about Mr. Dave Canyon over there on Dumbing It Down with Dave. He is basically every place that podcasts can be found, Spotify, iHeartRadio. But dude, I tell you what, whenever you're watching most shows or listening to most shows, you're just that. You're listening to a show. You're listening to a production. Okay? Lights, cameras, action, whole 9 yards. Look at the screen. Here I am. That's what you get with most people. But with Dave, on Dumbing It Down with Dave, you're getting him. You're getting a glimpse into his life, a glimpse into what's going on, and a different way of thinking things. He challenges your mind, and it pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all really is a good show to check out. So if you get a chance, head on over to his hosting platform, Spreaker.com. Just search Dumbing It Down with Dave, or you can go to Spotify and like I said, iHeartRadio, all kinds of different places. But I definitely recommend checking them out. Dumbing It Down with Dave, Mr. Dave Canyon. Awesome. All right, guys. Y'all just have yourself a wonderful evening. Good time. And Dave, yeah, dude, the honor's mine, man. I mean, you've helped me out a lot. on doing the show. And there's been several that's been there and helped me out, and you're definitely one of them. So yeah, the honor's mine. Love you, brother. All right, guys. So y'all have yourself a great one. Good night. Sleep tight. And if the bed bugs bite, well, by golly, bite them back. This has been The Ho-Ho Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpickle.com. Until next time.